For more now, we're joined by sports journalist Neil Poho. Good evening and thanks for joining us on Late Edition. What is the significance of the World Cup Trophy Tour?
Well, a very good evening to you, Juliet, as well as the SABC News viewers. Thank you for having me this evening. Well, as the president has said that this World Cup is here and it is definitely going to come back after July, and that is, of course, when the 2026 FIFA World Cup ends. But just answering your question, Juliet, the significance of this is one of the most, or rather, this is another historical moment that we as South Africans get to get, whereby the original FIFA World Cup trophy is on our shores, it's on home soil. And actually, I'm actually getting goosebumps because it reminds me of 2010 when we hosted Africa's first ever FIFA World Cup. So this is more than just another historical moment. It's also just a significance that indeed, as South Africa, and of course as Bafana, which is the national team of the country, that we are also going to the World Cup to represent not only the 62 million that our president said this afternoon, but to also just to represent the African continent at large. So truly a historical and monumental moment that we experienced this afternoon at the Union Buildings in Pretoria, whereby indeed the original FIFA World Cup trophy was unveiled and was of course given to our president. And tomorrow at Nasrec Expo Centre, the public can come and also view it and also get a feel of the World Cup. I know some would like to go to the FIFA World Cup, but also this speaks to those, Juliet, that can't go to either Mexico, Canada, or USA, but they can say, yes, I've also seen it. So yes, I'm part of this 2026 FIFA World Cup.
Neil, as you mentioned there, this is the actual World Cup trophy that President Ramaphosa received today. Can you tell us what's different about the one World Cup tournament winners take back to their home country?
A very good question, Juliet. And I know that this has been a controversial story, or rather controversial debate every time when the World Cup comes. But just the key differences is that, of course, the original one, which is the one that was at the Union Centre tomorrow, it is made of the 18-karat gold, solid gold, I must include. And I mean, of course, the replica is made of the gold-plated bronze. But moreover, another key difference is that the winners of the World Cup will then get to keep that one, while the original trophy goes back to the FIFA offices. And then, of course, you also definitely know that indeed both look clearly identical and nearly as well identical, but the original one is just generally considered more premium and lighter in color due to the solid gold construction, while the replica is just for display. So there's not really much of a big difference. However, as I said, the original one, the material is made up of 18-karat solid gold. And then, of course, the one that the winners get to keep, it is just of gold-plated bronze.
There's been some controversy surrounding the immigration policies of the United States and concerns about whether spectators will be able to get visas to attend the competition. And some quarters have even called for a boycott of the tournament, including Sepp Blatter. What's your opinion on this?
Well, of course, Juliet, the calls for a boycott are largely just coming from concerns, as you have just said, around immigration, travel restrictions, and broader policy positions. And of course, this is also just definitely due to the fact of the Donald Trump's administration policies. Yes, some fans and some advocacy groups, they worry that these policies could limit the access for the tournament, or also furthermore affect the inclusive spirit that the World Cup represents. I mean, of course, you've correctly mentioned that I'm a former FIFA president, and there is, of course, Sepp Blatter also advocating for the boycotting of this 2026 FIFA World Cup in the USA. But also, Juliet, is also very much pivotal for us to remember that at the same time, it's important to note that the USA, Canada, and Mexico, they remain officially committed to hosting this tournament. And FIFA has also been given assurances around team participation, around official delegations, and the special visa agreement for this event. So yes, the concerns are there, but also might I just remind you, as well as the viewers of SABC, that historically major tournaments in football and sports tournaments, that is, have often taken place amid political debates and some political interferences. However, FIFA's position right now, it is consistently making sure that this tournament will go ahead as planned. And of course, it will kickstart in June all the way until July. And of course, at this stage, these boycott discussions are widely still happening. And as I said earlier on, it is just coming from concerns around immigration, visas, restrictions, and travel border policies. But at the same time, it is very much important for us to also note that the USA, Mexico, and Canada are firmly definitely committed to making sure this tournament will take place smoothly, efficiently, and the whole world can enjoy one of the greatest spectacles in as far as football tournament is concerned.
Thanks very much. That was Neo Poho, sports journalist, and a very enthusiastic sports journalist. It's so lovely to chat to him.